Okay, so we have two more groups to present today. Our next group is going to talk about further energy efficiency and independence within the Northside neighborhood.
I'm J.C. Price. I'm a sophomore and I'm currently in Clayton.
I'm Andrew Brimmer. I'm a sophomore and business economics major.
I'm Colin Gregg. I'm also a sophomore and also a business economics major. Okay, so first I just kind of want to draw on some comparisons that we found between Hawaii and the Northside community. You might not really think that there might be any similarities at first, but what we discovered is that there's a huge difference in the scenery and landscape, but they have a lot of similarities in terms of what they need. Hawaii is an island, so they need to think sustainably. They rely on people to import about 90% of what they have. They import nearly everything that they use. And the north side also needs to start kind of thinking like this. They rely on outside sources. They're classified as a food desert, so they don't have the luxury of being able to go to a grocery store right in their backyard. They have to travel to go get food. And Hawaii has found a way to kind of internalize some of these needs by incorporating solar panels in order to make energy costs more stable with less fluctuation. And this also incorporates sustainable practices, and we think it would be a good investment for the Northside community to kind of look at doing the same thing. Just because with energy prices, there's a lot of fluctuation. You never really know what you're going to get from month to month. And we think that with solar energy, it would be much more constant. And this is something that they could do on their own, not really rely on outside sources for.
Our main focus was to try and incorporate solar energy, like Colin said, into the revitalization project of the north side and specifically Butterfly Creek. Installing solar panels in the north side neighborhood would not only make the neighborhood more sustainable, but it would reduce the electrical cost in the long run. Learning about solar energy in Hawaii, we feel like it'd be an incredible opportunity, like Colin said, for the north side to act upon. And this, like y'all seen in a bunch of the other projects, is the north side Butterfly Creek area, and it goes from the recreation center to VCOM. And our main focus was kind of on the lighting of the pathways in Butterfly Creek around this area right here.
Okay, so solar powered lighting, it's a very cost efficient and very sustainable way to use energy, and it's also not tied to the grid, so this is something that you could do on your own. And like JC said, we think using solar energy throughout the north side would be a great investment, but in our model, we chose to focus on the Butterfly Creek area. That's really where we spent most of our time looking and seeing how we could incorporate solar energy in that area. And we came up with the model of putting about 3.5 foot tall solar powered walkway lights along a walkway or bike trail in that area, and we determined it would take about 30 lights to provide proper lighting to the area, and at a cost of $150 per light, it would cost about $4,500 to complete this whole task. And like I said earlier, this is not tied to any sort of energy grid. This is something you can put straight into the ground, and during the day, the solar panels charge up a battery within the light, and then at night it automatically switches on and will provide proper lighting at night.
In our representative model of the Butterfly Creek area, we included a sidewalk lining the creek with the 30 waist-high banister lights that are all solar powered, as well as a representative area for an outdoor classroom / amphitheater. On the roof of the amphitheater, you'll notice that we've included solar panels to power the technology that was inserted in the general classroom area. With the first angle of this model, there's the 30 walkway lights that are approximately 7 to 8 feet apart from one another. This provides ample lighting while walking to create a safe space for residents. With the roof, with the solar panels, one thing that we wanted to address was that there could be a portion of the solar panels that were used for the daytime usage, and then the other portion would be sent to some sort of battery source so that it could be used for nighttime use as well. When we were looking at options for how to place the solar panels in this representative model, we thought about the possibility of having a slanted roof so that the solar panels would already have the most access to power, as well as possible mounting brackets that would angle the solar panels so that they could get the most sunlight. And then also, we looked at something that's very far along in the future that has been developed as a new glass solar panel roof option as well. When we look at the second angle of this model, it's representative of an outdoor classroom amphitheater space. With our solar panels, one thing that we wanted to power would have a drop-down projector to shine onto a whiteboard that would double as a screen as well. Also powering outdoor speakers for the area. By having the drop-down projector, that would create also a theft and weather prevention aspect to the property, as well as having sliding doors that could cover up the screen and the speakers whenever they're not in use, so that they would not be damaged by weather or theft or anything of that nature as well. When we were looking at future options, one thing that we really wanted to look at was how we could include solar panels so that they're not so much of an eyesore on top of buildings. And the Solar City program by Tesla, they have recently released solar roof technology that is spread in Hawaii, and we saw a few places that have this as well. With this solar roof technology, the solar panels create more energy as the heat increases, and seeing as this is an outdoor classroom, it will probably be used in warmer months. Therefore, there will be more energy that can be created so that it can be used at a later date or at the current time as well. It offers it in multiple styles so that you can have any kind of aesthetically pleasing appearance that you would wish to have with any sort of normal roof. One advantage whenever we're looking at affordability with this is that these roofs tend to be 3 times stronger than your regular shingle roofs, and also Tesla offers multiple payment options including loans, lease agreements, purchasing, and your power purchasing agreements.
Okay, so this slide really draws on the fact that the government of South Carolina is really giving a lot of incentives for its residents to go green and try to incorporate solar energy. So the biggest incentive is the Energy Investment Tax Credit, and the ITC gives tax breaks to entities who install energy generating equipment that meets certain performance standards. And they offer a one-time tax credit of 25% of the cost of your solar energy system, and you can take this deduction over a period of 10 years. And the law allows homeowners to take a maximum of $3,500 per year, or 50% of the taxpayer's current liability, whichever is less. So this just shows that the government is really trying to work with you, and they're going to do all that they can to make this an easy process to go through with.
With the solar power, it's very cost efficient, and it's a very cost efficient energy resource. It's also very clean and eco-friendly. But with the solar power purchase agreement, a customer can afford to have a home that runs on both solar and electricity power, because it's a lot more cost efficient than running on electricity alone. The solar power purchase agreement usually ranges from about 10 to 25 years, and the developer remains responsible for the maintenance and of the system for the duration of the agreement. At the end of the PPA, the contract term, the customer may be able to extend the PPA. There's 3 options. They can either extend the PPA, or the developer can remove the system, or the customer can buy back the solar panel. Some benefits of PPA versus buying the solar panel outright. For the power purchase agreement, there's little to no upfront capital cost. The developer handles the maintenance and installing the solar panels. If the solar panel happened to break or malfunction, it'd be on the developer to fix the solar panel. There's big reduction costs. There's very limited risk, like I said before, because the developer maintains the solar panels. And there's also potential for an increase in property value. For purchasing the solar panels, the most immediate benefit of purchasing solar panels is cost. The solar energy is very cost efficient and it's very more efficient than electricity alone. Although the initial cost is kind of pricey, the investment is worthwhile. Other benefits of purchasing solar panels is that you would save a lot more money in the long run, and as the owner of the solar system, you would receive all the rebates, which in some areas is about $6,000 per kilowatt. Also, the power purchase agreement, owning solar panels increases the value of property, like the power purchase agreement.
When we were looking at other alternatives for having solar renewable energy, one thing that we wanted to look at was solar-powered water heaters. Whenever we were doing our research on this, some of our research showed that 14 to 25% of a household's general utility bill comes from heating water, and that comes second behind your heating and air conditioning. One thing that we wanted to suggest to this project was that the institution of these water heaters be added to homes that would create up to 70% of the possible hot water heating for the households to reduce that very heavy burden on the families. Whenever we look at this model, the cold water would enter into the chamber with an antifreeze mixture and water in the solar panel that would come in and heat this coil and heat that water to send it back out, serving as a very efficient and eco-friendly alternative than using your regular natural gas or other options like that.
And we would just really like to thank Dr. Pittman and Professor Farley for all they've done. None of this would be possible without them, and we would not have had such an amazing experience in Hawaii. And we'd also like to thank all y'all for taking your time out of your day and coming to listen to our thoughts and ideas about the Northside project.
Thank you, guys. Do we have any questions on this? Yes, sir.
Thank you for your presentation. Do you have a cost comparison between the traditional water heater and the water heater with the panels?
We don't have an exact number for that, but we did find the percentages that it can save up to 70% of your water heating costs. So that would greatly reduce the financial burden that is placed on these families by taking away that expensive natural resource usage and replacing it with these solar panels. And some of our researchers showed that early on, like at the initial cost for installing these solar panels would be a little bit more expensive, but over time, you have that return of investment and then eventually a return on investment too. So that's one option that we wanted to bring to y'all's attention.
I think it's about 4 years or 5 years.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.